Welcome to another episode of Book Depths. Today we're delving into James Clear's Atomic Habits: Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. This book is a thorough manual on developing good habits, breaking bad ones, and implementing little, environmentally friendly changes that over time produce amazing effects. Whether their objectives concern health, money, productivity, or relationships, Clear presents a useful framework based on the science of human behavior and offers actionable strategies for anyone wishing to better their life. Author, speaker, and entrepreneur James Clear works on habits, decision-making, and ongoing development. His own path of healing following a major baseball injury in high school taught him the value of little habits, as he shares in the introduction. Beginning on his website, jamesclear.com, which has attracted millions of monthly visitors, he began penning about his experiments with habits. His weekly newsletter boasts hundreds of thousands of readers. Clear also developed the Habits Academy, a tool for both people and companies eager to develop better habits. He underlines that Atomic Habits is an operational manual rather than merely an academic research paper, since the concepts in it are derived from his personal experiences and a synthesis of the best ideas from many fields. Now let's elaborate on each part of the book. Introduction. My story. Clear starts by relating his own story of being hit in the face with a baseball bat in high school, stressing the degree of his injuries and his protracted road to recovery. This narrative helps him to understand habits, since he underlines that his development resulted from a slow evolution of little wins and small breakthroughs rather than from one defining event. He emphasizes the crucial lesson he discovered. If you persist over years, seemingly little and unimportant changes will add up to amazing results. The fundamentals. Why tiny changes make a big difference. Chapter 1. The surprising power of atomic habits. Like atoms being the building blocks of molecules, this chapter presents the fundamental idea of atomic habits, that which are small changes within a greater system. Clear shows how these little changes add up over time by using the example of British cycling's metamorphosis via the aggregation of marginal gains, improving every little detail by 1%. After a year, he says, getting 1% better every day results in notable compounding effects that will make you 37 times better. Habits, he underlines, are the compound interest of personal development. Chapter 2. How your habits shape your identity, and vice versa. Clear contends here that rather than concentrating only on what you want to achieve, the best approach to modify your behavior is to center on who you want to become. With identity as the deepest and most powerful of three levels of change he presents: outcomes, processes, and identity. He says that by repeated acts that show proof of your convictions, your habits help to define your identity. True behavior. Change is identity change. The objective is not only to read a book, but also to become a reader. Every move you make votes for the kind of person you want to be. Chapter 3. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. Drawn from the habit loop of cue, craving, response, and reward, Clear's framework, the 4 laws of behavior change, is laid in this chapter. A habit, he says, is a behavior that, given enough repetitions, becomes automatic. Designing good habits and breaking negative ones depend on an awareness of this 4-step process. The first law, make it obvious. Chapter 4. The Man Who Didn't. Look right. The first step in changing your present behaviors is awareness of them. Clear talks on how often without conscious awareness, our brains pick up signals indicating outcomes. He presents the Habits Scorecard as a tool for increasing awareness of your daily activities and classifications of them as good, bad, or neutral. The aim is just to observe, free from judgment, what is really happening. Chapter 5. The best way to start a new habit. This chapter presents 2 useful techniques for making cues clear. Habit stacking. After current habit, I will new habit. And implementation intentions. I will behavior at time and location. These strategies enable you to develop a clear schedule for the times and places where your new behaviors will take place, increasing your chances of success. Chapter 6. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters. More. Clear contends that the invisible hand guiding your behavior is your surroundings. He illustrates how little changes in the surroundings can greatly affect decisions using the cafeteria study of Massachusetts General Hospital. He offers techniques for creating your surroundings to minimize the exposure to negative habit cues and clearly show the cues for good behavior. He also talks on how behaviors start to be connected to the whole background of their occurrence. Chapter 7. The Secret to Self-Control. This chapter questions the idea that good habits depend on self-control and proposes instead that disciplined people are better in organizing their life to stay away from tempting circumstances. Leveraging the Vietnam War heroin addiction study, Clear shows how important the surroundings are in forming habits and causing relapses. The sensible advice is to eliminate the cues of bad habits, so lowering exposure. The second law, make it attractive. Chapter 8. How to make a habit. Irresistible. This chapter explores the science of craving and clarifies how dopamine-driven feedback loops underlie habits. Dopamine is produced not only during pleasure, but also when one expects it, which drives behavior. To make your habits more appealing, Clear presents the temptation bundling approach. That is the way you link an action you wish to do with an action you must do. Chapter 9. The role of family and friends in shaping your habits. The great impact of social conventions on our behavior is investigated in this chapter. We have a great need to fit in, thus we often develop behaviors that are approved and praised in our society. Clear talks on how we copy three groups' behaviors: the close, the many, and the powerful. Also, she emphasizes how joining a culture where your intended behavior is accepted can help to make habits more appealing. Chapter 10. How to find and fix the causes of your bad habits. Clear says that although every behavior has a deeper underlying motive, it also reflects a surface-level need. Often modern answers to old needs are our habits. Habits are the result of a prediction that precedes them producing a feeling. He advises changing your perspective to underline the advantages of avoiding bad habits, so making them ugly unpleasant. He also introduces the idea of a motivation ritual, linking routines with something you enjoy. The third law, make it easy. Chapter 11. Walk slowly but never backward. Emphasizing that only action produces results, this chapter sets apart being in motion, planning from taking action. Clear notes that developing a habit calls for repetition rather than perfection. He talks about automaticity, that is, the process by which repeated behavior turns into an automatic one. Frequency, not time, shapes habits. Chapter 12. The Law of Least Effort. According to this chapter's law of least effort, people will naturally gravitate toward the choice requiring the least amount of work. Clear emphasizes the need of lowering friction related with good habits and raising it for bad ones, so that doing the right thing is as simple as possible. He also talks on priming the surroundings for next use. Chapter 13. How to stop procrastinating by using the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is introduced in this chapter. Beginning a new habit should require less than 2 minutes. Starting should be as simple as possible. The first 2 minutes should be a gateway habit, guiding to a more efficient road. Clear also talks on pivotal events that define your remaining life. Chapter 14. How to make good habits, inevitable, and bad habits, impossible. This chapter is on using commitment devices, choices you make now that will help you avoid bad habits, that will influence your behavior in the future. Clear also investigates how to use technology and one-time decisions to automate good habits, so transforming the desired behavior into the default, and so removing the choice for bad habits. The fourth law, make it satisfying. Chapter 15. The cardinal rule of behavior. Change. The cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately punished avoided? What is immediately rewarded repeated? Clear says, our brains give quick rewards, top priority. Over delayed ones. You must feel instantly successful, even in a tiny manner, if you are to develop a habit that will stick. Chapter 16. How to stick with good habits. Every day. This chapter presents habit tracking as a basic approach to gauge whether you performed a habit. It offers aesthetically pleasing visual proof of development. Clear underlines how crucial don't break the chain and the rule of never miss twice are for keeping on target. He also issues advice against measuring the incorrect thing. Chapter 17. How an accountability partner can change everything. This chapter explores how habit contracts and accountability partners might help to make bad habits unsatisfying by immediately costing inaction. One can be quite motivated knowing someone else is observing. Advanced tactics. How to go from being merely good to being truly great. Chapter 18. The truth about talent. When genes matter and when they don't. The function of genes and natural talents. In habit formation and success is investigated in this chapter. Clear contends that choosing the correct field of competition where your natural tendencies line up with the work will help you to maximize your chances. He underlines the need of customizing routines to fit your personality and choosing a game where the chances are in your hands. Chapter 19. The Goldilocks Rule. How to stay motivated in life and work. This chapter presents the Goldilocks Rule, according to which people feel most motivated when working on projects that lie just on the brink of their present capacity. Not too difficult, not too easy. Clear also talks on the difficulty of boredom with habits and the need of discovering strategies to keep interested, even if it means developing love with boredom. Chapter 20. The Downside of Creating Good Habits. While basic, this chapter looks at how habits might cause complacency and a lack of awareness of little mistakes once they become automatic. Clear stresses the need of introspection and review to keep aware of your performance and keep developing by combining intentional practice with natural habits. He also talks on how to keep your identity modest and flexible to help you to break the ideas that limit you. Conclusion. Clear ends with underlining once more that the holy grail of habit modification is not a single 1% improvement, but 1,000 of them. He outlines the 4 laws of behavior change as a continuous process of making good habits obvious, beautiful, simple and satisfying, and bad habits the opposite. The secret to long-lasting results is never stopping. Little behaviors add up over time. Takeaways and how it will help the reader. Atomic Habits provides a practical framework for changing habits. The book breaks down habit formation into the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying, and offers actionable steps. Raised awareness will reveal your current behaviors and triggers. You will learn temptation bundling, habit stacking, and implementation intentions to form good habits. Environmental design helps maximize your surroundings to encourage good behavior and reduce bad. Know how dopamine and social influences work to make habits more appealing. By overcoming procrastination and the law of least effort, you can make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Habit tracking and responsibility make habits rewarding, especially in the short term. Introspection and continuous improvement will teach you advanced methods for staying motivated, overcoming plateaus, and avoiding the negative effects of ingrained habits. Personalized approach. You must match habits to your identity, natural ability, and interests for long-term success. Readers can go beyond goal setting to create sustainable systems that produce consistent development and amazing results in all areas of life by applying these ideas. Why should you read this book? Read Atomic Habits to make lasting positive changes in your life. Clear provides a practical, understandable, scientifically supported step-by-step habit modification method for any goal, unlike books that focus solely on motivation or willpower. This book offers strategies for improving your health, work productivity, relationships, or self-improvement. It shows how small, consistent efforts add up to make even small changes powerful over time. Thanks for watching our channel today. With any luck, this synopsis of James Clear's Atomic Habits will be useful. If this explanation struck you as perceptive, kindly like this video and forward it to others who might find value in knowing the power of little routines. Your support enables us to provide you increasingly worthwhile material.